Okay, so we are continuing yesterday's lecture on solving linear systems, same thing as systems of equations or simultaneous equations. And we're using the substitution method, which is an algebraic method, not a graphing method, right? To find the point where the two lines cross. Okay, so I'm throwing a trick. I'm giving you a curveball right now. What's the first thing you do? Come on, we know.
You have to see what x or y equals.
Yeah, you gotta find the one that says x equals or y equals. Okay, which one is that?
None.
What?
Both. Say what both x and y say.
Oh, no. So what do? Can you manipulate?
Yes.
You guys know how to manipulate. I know it. Your parents tell me, right? You guys know you're brilliant at this, right? So manipulate in math, right? Manipulate one of the equations. Which one would be really easy to turn to either x equals or y equals? The top one. Okay, so I'm going to just move this one over for a second. Well, actually, what could I do? I could just, how would I manipulate the top? Yeah, I'll just do it over here. I'll put x minus 2y is equal to negative 6. How could I manipulate that?
Minus
the x
x to the other side.
Subtract an x on both sides to add x.
Then that would give me a negative x on the other side.
Yeah.
I would rather, I noticed that this is already x. And if I could just put the equal sign right next to the x, I'd be ready to go, right? Right? I don't really want to move my x over and have a negative x. What would you do, Noah?
Could you do plus 6 and then do plus 7?
Well, then that would bring everything, I'd even have 3 things in the way of x being all by itself, right? So, Mara, what would you
Add 2y.
what would you say?
Oh, yeah, add 2y.
All right, 2 people. Okay, that's 2 people. I'm going to try it since the chances are 2 people are right on. So we'll try that. And will that get rid of this? Yeah, right? So x equals, oh my gosh, that's what we wanted. Just like Christmas. I mean, whatever, you know. So anyway, so x is equal to 2y minus 6. Oh my gosh. Right? Isn't that cool? So suddenly we have 2 equations. We have this one and this one. This one now has just been manipulated to be this. So now, what's the first thing I do? Now that I've manipulated it, so one of them says x equals, what do I do, Aiden?
Circle.
Circle. So I'm going to circle what x equals. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to circle what, Aiden?
The x.
X. Because that's the same thing as that. So now I'm going to put that in, but I have to use parentheses when I do this, right?
Yes.
Is that clear? Because you're going to be using distributive property. You can't just put 42y minus 6, right? That would look like 42y minus 6. That's not right. You got to put a parenthesis. It's 4 times the x. 4 times the 2y minus 6, right? So that's going in there. And then plus 6y is equal to 4. What's the next step that I would have to do? Thorn.
You could add 2y to 6y.
No,
you have to do
Distributive property. Remember, you got to get rid of parentheses before you can solve something.
Yes.
Right? Always get rid of those parentheses. That there's an exception eventually with that when we move into quadratics and parabolas, but most of the time, get rid of the parentheses, right? So 4 times 2y is
8y.
8y minus.
24.
Thank you. Okay, plus 6y equals 4. Now what's the next thing I can do? What would you do, Weston? Weston, what would you do?
You would add 8y plus 6y.
Yeah, which is what?
Huh?
Which is what?
14.
Yes, 14y minus 24 is equal to 4.
No.
All right, what would you do now, Rebecca? Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. I know you're writing. I know sometimes it's hard when I call you guys while you're in the middle of writing your notes.
Plus 24 plus 24.
Well, I was going to ask Rebecca.
Add 24.
Add 24? Yes, that's what I would do too. Add 24, add 24, and I have 14y is equal to 28. Okay, now what would you do, Sevi? I've got 14y equals 28.
Subtract 14.
Almost. What is
Divide
that?
14.
Yes, divide by 14, exactly. Divide by 14. I've got y is equal to, who knows? 2. Oh, that's great. Y equals 2. Am I done?
No.
Oh, shoot. What do I have to do?
Find out X.
Find x. Okay, so I go back to my original equations, but I could use either of these two, or if I want, assuming I did my math right when I manipulated the equation, I could use this one. It already says x equals. Do you agree with me? That would be the easiest thing to use, the one I manipulated. It says x equals, because I know my y, I want to know what x is. That tells me what x is. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use this. So I'm going to put my 2 in place of this y. Does that make sense? So I've got x is equal to 2 times 2 minus 6. So x is equal to 4 minus 6. X is equal to negative 2. Right? So my final answer, my final solution is parenthesis negative 2, comma, positive 2. Right? Pretty straightforward, right? All right, one last one. I gotta find one that's slightly harder so that if you ever see it, you'll know what to do. Hang on one second.
Can you do like the last ones on the homework? Because those are usually the hardest.
Oh yeah, last ones.
Oh, these turkeys. Come on, give me one. Oh, I'll make one up. That's okay. I'll make one up. Okay. So we'll do, okay.
Are you taking
Can I erase this? Can I erase?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, here we go. This is number 2. Okay. Number 2. Okay. We're going to do, say, forgot what I just did. Okay. Okay, we'll try this. 5x plus 2y equals 9, and 2x plus 2y equals negative 6. Ooh. All right. So that's kind of scary, right? I threw another curveball at you. Which one would be easier to convert to x equals or y equals, to manipulate?
Bottom.
Why? Why? A lot of you guys say the bottom. Why?
It's only 2x instead of 5x. Yeah.
Okay, it's only 2x instead of 5x. Okay, but I'm going to tell you what I'm looking for. All right? If I moved, let's say I wanted to solve for x, right? I would have to move my y over, right? And then I'd have to divide everything by 5, right? Well, then I would have a fraction. I'd have 2 divided by negative 2/5, and I have 9/5. Do you want to substitute that into an equation?
No.
I sure don't. Right? You see what I'm saying? So what if I move the 5x over and divide everything by 2, but 2 doesn't go into 9 evenly? Right? So really what I'm looking at is, does 5 go into 9? No. Does 2 go into 9?
No.
So I'm going to have a fraction. Personally, if I don't need to, I'd rather not use a fraction. Do you see what I'm saying? So does 2 go into negative 6 evenly?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So there we go. You're right. Yes.
I went out on a limb here.
Oh
Does
boy.
x equal 5?
I have not a clue, but we'll just, Weston says x equals 5.
Maybe.
That is on a limb. This is his limb. Right?
West.
Weston told us.
That's a limb. This is Weston hanging. Okay? He's happy so far. Wait till he sees what x really equals. No, I don't know. Okay, so we're going to take, we agreed this one, so we're going to manipulate this one. So I'm going to write over here, 2x plus 2y is equal to negative 6. Okay, what do I do?
Move the whichever one you want to move to the on the
Okay,
other
which
side.
one do you want to move?
Subtract 2y.
All right, that's fine. We'll subtract 2y. Subtract 2y. All right, so we have 2x, these cross out, equals, I'm going to just say negative 2y minus 6, right? I like to put my y's first, my variables first, right? All right, now what do I do? Aiden, what would you do?
You would add 6.
Well, I want it to say x equals or y equals. I'm almost there, right? So what's in the way of this saying x equals? The 2. And then what's the 2 doing to the x? So how could I undo that? Divide. So divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. Are you guys writing this down in your notes?
Yes.
You sure? Okay. X is equal to, what's negative 2 divided by 2?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. So negative 1y minus
You
3.
could just do negative y, right?
Right. You can do negative y if you want. Either way. So, great. Now we've got it. We just manipulated this one. So we have this equation and we have this equation. Those are our two equations. So what do I do? What's my first step?
You substitute x.
Right.
Minus 20. Minus.
Circle.
Ah, we got it.
Circle that. And that is x. So I'm going to circle my x. So now I'm just going to rewrite that into this. 5. What do I have to put first? Parentheses. Negative y minus 3, parenthesis, plus 2y equals 9. Right? So this is hard, right? This is hard stuff. But you guys can do it. You can do it. Right? They're not going to get much harder than this. Unless I give you ones that give fractions as answers.
Oh, wow.
Which you will love when I give you those.
No.
All right, so we got negative 5y minus 15 plus 2y is equal to 9. All right, I have negative 5y's, and adding 2y's to the negative 5y's, what does that give me? Negative 3y's minus 15 is equal to 9. So I'm going to add the 15.
How did you get 5?
Wait, how'd you
Oh,
get
wait.
30?
5 times negative 3 is negative 15. Right? You with me? Okay. So I'm just getting my y's all by themselves. So I have negative 3y is equal to, what's that?
Yeah, but where did you get the negative 3y? Oh.
24. Okay. Now what? Divide by,
3.
you writing this down, Henry? Divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3, y is equal to
Oh,
What?
my God.
Yeah, but that's why.
negative 8, right? Positive divided by negative is negative, and 24 divided by 3 is 8. Negative 8. All right.
No.
Wait, but that's why. He said x was 5.
X is 1.
He might be right.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I don't know. How do we know? All right, let's try it. So now we got x. We're going to take this. Right? Who said that?
8.
Okay, man.
Okay, sorry. So look, I now know that y is negative 8. So I'm going to plug that into the y up here. So x is equal to negative 1 times negative 8 minus 3. What is negative 1 times negative 8? Positive 8. X is equal to 8 minus 3. What does that equal? 5! You guys give Weston a round of applause. All right, Weston, we're going to cut off the rope. You can come down now. All right?
Told you Weston Gomez.
Okay, there you are. He is happy,
Yay.
right?
Weston's just like,
Yay.
So if So what you've learned today is that if you ever need to know what x is, call Weston,
Go.
right?
I can't wait.
There's a great cartoon on my website, which I've never showed you guys, but there's this kid sitting in a chair, and the teacher's writing x equals 4. And he says, now, wait just a darn minute. Yesterday you said x equals 2. Right? He had memorized that x always was 2. Something like that. Anyways, so that's it. So that was a hard one, right? I gave you a hard one. But you guys did it. You manipulated. You chose the one that was easier to manipulate. Do you guys all understand how to choose that one?
Yes.
Right? And I would agree with Graham too. If they both, went into 9, I might choose the one that had smaller numbers, right? Smaller coefficients. Remember, these are coefficients, the numbers in front of the variables. Those are the terms. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to give you this homework. So much for my giving you